Good evening, dear friends. My name is Irina Efros. Today, I'm going to be host and organizer of the webinar. But first, let me tell you a few words about myself. I graduated from the University of Westminster in London, UK. I did my master's in marketing communications there. And for the last 5 years, I'm the founder of English in Action SPB project, which is a project for both children and adults, dedicated to different fun and friendly ways to learn English, such as education excursions in different areas of the city, online quests in museums, and in different districts of St. Petersburg, cooking classes with the foreign chefs, speaking club online, yacht trips to the Gulf of Finland. And also, together with my colleague, we are working now on online courses, of course, in English, for traveling, for different levels, and also a course for those who want to learn English while watching movies in a fun way. And let me share my presentation today, because today we're gonna talk about, that's information about me again. We're gonna talk about our new English 2020 from few aspects. What are the reasons behind the language changes? 13 ways of how new words appear in English dictionary. I'm going to give you checked and confirmed resources to find out information on new words, idioms, and phrasal verbs. And at the end, you can ask questions. First of all, do you know how many words appear in English language every year? 1,000, 2,000, or 3,000 words? Maybe you'll be surprised, maybe not, but according to Global Language Monitor, around 5,400 words are created every year, but only 1,000 or so are in widespread use, meaning 1,000 words are known and widespread and used heavily in social media, on television, in daily life, but there are 5 times more words that are in the dictionary officially, but not that used than that often. If you think about it, all words we use today, simple ones, cat, dog, window, bottle, microwave, they all were created. Maybe 100 years ago, maybe 1 century ago, maybe 5 centuries ago or so. Nowadays, words are spreading with the help of social media and television. A few centuries ago, there was nothing like that. So the most famous and important inventors of new words were, of course, writers. For example, Shakespeare, master of neologism. Neologism means a new word, in Russian the same, neologism. He created 500 words, including critic, lonely, and hint. Hint, подсказка. John Milton, 630 words, including fragrance, like a perfume, pandemonium. Sir Thomas More, atonement, and to anticipate. So what are the main reasons for language change and appearance of new words? First of all, of course, that the world now is much more open than today. The borders are opened, and not right now because of pandemic, but before that and hopefully after that. And because people start to travel a lot, people are changing their jobs and going abroad for a new job, getting married abroad, doing exchange, like students exchange, and they're bringing new words to another culture, and they're taking new words from that culture to their motherland. Another reason is that famous people say something interesting and unusual in mass media, and it started to be repeated widely. As I told you just 1 minute ago, before, a few centuries ago, they were writers, and nowadays bloggers, TV presenters, and so on and so forth. Development is also a very important reason, because new things like gadgets are invented and they need to be named. For example, before it was a smartphone, or it was iPhone, iPad, computer, microwave, oven, etc., etc. Nowadays, I put a photo of some new gadget. I even don't remember the name of it, but it's not on the market yet. They're still working on it, and I think it will be on the market in 2025. And of course, it needs its name. And another reason is big events, global events, or catastrophes that change the world. And a very good and very sad example is COVID-19. And we'll talk about that later. So let's start to learn new mechanics, 13 mechanisms by which new words are created. First, two basic mechanisms. The most simple ones are derivation and backformation. Derivation is the commonest method of creating a new word by adding a prefix or suffix to an existing one. For example, realization, democratize, democratize, democracy, democratize, detonator, detonate, preteen, teen, hyperlink, link, and monogamish, mono, monogam, etc., etc. The new word 2020 is coronial. Coronial, it's a baby that will be born after the self-isolation, and you can see that it came from the word corona plus suffix al, coronial. Backformation, the inverse of the above, the creation of a new root word by the removal of the affix. For example, noun sleaze was backformed from sleazy in about 1967. And a similar process brought about peer, enthuse, aggress, and donate. Donation, donate. Words of 2020, bona for coronavirus, fun one, fave for favorite, and boogie for bourgeois. Compounding. The juxtaposition of two existing words. Typically, compound words begin life as a separate entities and eventually become a single unit. Simple words, simple examples. Preposition into, compounded from two words, in and to. Nobody, now, no, and body. Daydream, we have our dreams at night, and during the day when we have some ideas, some dreams, some plans, we daydream. What we do, we daydream. Oh, inspiring and environmentally friendly adjectives. So it can be a preposition, a pronoun, noun, verb, adjective, whatever. Words of 2020, very interesting one, I think. Zoom bombing. It's when we're doing a presentation, a webinar via Zoom, and someone is spamming us, writing bad comments, drawing on our presentation, interrupting with some sounds, some bad words. This is called Zoom bombing. Doom scrolling. When someone is crazy about what's happening in the world because of coronavirus, he is always searching for information on the internet and scrolling on the news, like how many people died today, what's the situation in the hospitals, what's the situation in comparison to UK and to USA, and so on and so forth. Covidiot, from two words, COVID and idiot, so the person who doesn't practice social distancing, who doesn't do self-isolation, who doesn't use sanitizer, doesn't wear mask, etc., etc. Quarantini, a very nice one. It's two words, quarantine, obviously, and a martini. So it's a drink that you take during the quarantine times at home because you want to have some fun, have a party, go to the bar, and you can't. So you prepare your quarantine at home and drink it during the online party with your friends. And COVID divorce is another opposite word to coronials. So if the relationship is good after the pandemic is over, there will be a lot of coronials and a lot of COVID divorces, that people spend their time in self-isolation in a way that ruins their relationship, and they go to divorce. Repurposing, another mechanism, taking a word from one context and applying it to another. For example, the crane, meaning lifting machine, and it got its name from the long-necked bird. So it was a type of the bird before, and now it's a lifting machine. The computer mouse, the same. It came from the mouse animal. Word of 2010, word of 2020. It's a hot house. Это теплица или теплица. Что-то со мной сегодня не то. Парник, вот еще слово. And nowadays it is used as a place or situation that encourages the rapid growth of ideas. So our schools, universities, courses, like for example English courses, can be called a hot house. Conversion, taking a word from one word class and transplanting it to another. For example, friend, which can now serve as a verb as well as a noun. Why didn't you friend me? Or Google. To find something in the internet, in Google, we say Google it. We don't say find information in Google or explore the internet or something like that. It sounds very outdated, old-fashioned. We say just Google it. New words are to eye, to salt, to microwave, to knife, to cut with a knife. As you can see, this mechanism helps to simplify the language. And instead of using 2 or 3 words, use only one word. Another mechanism is eponyms, words named after a person or a place. I'm sure you know a lot of them, and maybe you don't know some of them, because there are hundreds and hundreds. For example, Alzheimer's, Down syndrome, Celsius, Apgar, the measurement when the child is born. And also cheddar, diesel, sandwich, mentor, boycott, atlas, gun, bigot, bugger, cretin, current situation. Текущая ситуация. Hooligan, marmalade, like a jam. Panic, silhouette, sounds a bit French there. R2, eponyms. Abbreviations. This method is increasingly popular. Actually, during the different periods of times, some methods are forgotten, some methods are very popular, extremely widespread. So nowadays, abbreviations are very popular because of social media, Facebook, WhatsApp, and the new generation, teenagers and young people, they have their own language with abbreviations. And their parents in their 40s, 50s, they also create a new language, so their kids won't understand them by using abbreviations. Taxi cab, both from taximeter, cabriolet. These are the examples from the previous times. Goodbye, God be with you. Laser, light amplification by stimulated emission and radiation. Wow, it's even difficult to pronounce that. Scuba diving, self-contained underwater breathing apparatus. It's better, scuba, right? And even Trump for triumph, but that's not connected to the president of the USA, I guess. Or maybe it is, who knows. And words of 2020 are bye before anyone else. Like, I'll tell you my secret bye. I'll tell you my secret before I'll tell anyone else. And can also be used as a noun. For example, she's my bye, meaning she's a very close person to me. She's very precious to me. And fawful, falling on the floor laughing. When someone is in Facebook, like teenagers exchanging some phrases and jokes, and someone is making a nice, fun comment, Another person is writing "fall." I'm falling on the floor laughing. Loan words. Maybe you don't know, but English language in the previous times, in the epoch, it was a great word thief. Most of the words in English dictionary are borrowed from other languages. They're not English originally. So linguist David Crystal reckons its half-inched words from at least 350 languages. Most words are borrowed from French, Latin, and Greek. But some very famous words are borrowed from other interesting languages. For example, fetish. Fetish, we have the same in Russian, from Portuguese. Tomatoes from Nahuatl. It's a dialect of in Spain, I guess. Tahitian, tattoo. Shark from Mayan, and mammoth from Russian. And nowadays, English language is more a lended than a borrowed because it's in like many countries, it's official language, or it's a like global international language. That's why now it lends more than it takes words from other languages. Onomatopoeia, another interesting mechanism, the creation of the word by imitating the sound it is supposed to make. Cuckoo, bang, bump when the car crashed, and plop, it's the sound when you are throwing something in the water. It makes the sound plop. Reduplication, the repetition or near repetition of a word or sound. To this method, we owe the likes of flip-flop, goody-goody, boo-boo, helter-skelter, picnic, clap-trap, hanky-panky, hurly-burly, lovey-dovey, higgledy-piggledy, tom-tom, hip-hop dance. So all funny words. Nouns words. Words pulled out of thin air, bearing little relation to any existing form. Confirmed examples are few and far between, but include quark, bling, and flick. And errors, very interesting mechanism. It's a misspelling, mishearings, mispronunciations, mistranscriptions. Rarely produce new words in their own right, but often lead to new forms in conjunction with other mechanisms. The example here is a scramble, яичница, that was created when someone heard Scrabble game in the wrong way. And the new word and with totally different meaning appeared. In 2020, a nice example can be quarantine for quarantine, quarantine. And another two last mechanisms are portmanteaus, compounding with a twist or blending. So you take one word, remove an arbitrary portion of it, then put it in its place, either a whole word or a similarly clipped one. Thus were born sitcom, paratroops, internet, gazunder, and sexting. Words of 2020, zomping, combination of zoom and dump. So when you are finishing the relationship with someone, not in person, not via phone, but via Zoom, because you are in self-isolation. Coronation, coronavirus plus vacation. Hungry, you are hungry and you're getting angry because of that. And freegan, free plus vegan. So I guess it's a vegan who is feeling more free to eat sometimes not vegan things, products. And the last one, combination of methods, like yappy is the result of initialism, young and upwardly mobile plus derivation. Word of 2020, coronavirus. It's the same as COVIDiot, the person who doesn't do social distancing and self-isolation, who doesn't protect himself with a mask. Moron is an idiot, and virus in this situation, a mistake here, virus. Virus. Usually virus is like a bacteria, and in this case, a person is called a virus, like a stupid virus, coronavirus. An interesting one. And now I'm gonna give you a few resources checked and confirmed, which I use all the time to keep my English in a good shape, let's say like that, yeah, fit, to follow the tendencies and to find new interesting words in English. So this will help you not to be old-fashioned, outdated, and to have your English more modern, to keep your English modern. Because when you speak, even if you speak really fluently good English with a good grammar, and your vocabulary is kind of rich and you're expanding, but you are saying some idioms, phrasal verbs, or just words or slang words that are not used anymore, everyone will understand. All native speakers, all like educated people in the international society will understand that your English is very old-fashioned. So to avoid the situation, use 3 resources: Cambridge Dictionary's online blog, Learning English with Oxford, and fluent.com. These are very nice, free of charge resources. And my advice also is never pick up the words from other people that you've heard and the person is using it once or twice, because maybe you misheard. Maybe they are not natives and made a mistake. Maybe it's their own neologism that doesn't exist in reality. I had such situation in in London. When I was studying, I had friends from different countries, and one of my friends, a close one, she was from Indonesia, but she did her bachelor degree and master's degree in London. She had really good English. And a few times she said about a guy, like he's a dumb as a desk, meaning he's stupid. And I liked this idiom so much, and I was like, wow, dumb as a desk. То есть тупой как доска или как парта. Such a nice expression. I will use it. And I used it with the native speakers. And they were like, what? It's very funny, but what's that? It doesn't exist, Irina. Like in English, it doesn't exist. And I was sure it exists. But then I checked with few native speakers and in dictionaries and somehow in the internet, and it doesn't. But maybe she was sure that it exists, and maybe she just created a neologism by herself. But not to be in such situations. Don't pick up just words from any people you meet abroad. And one nice thing is also reading a magazine, even a stupid one for women, very simple ones about fashion, about events, social life, because it will give you an impression about new tendencies and many interesting words and expressions that are very sharp and up to date. I also advise you to read Russia Beyond the Headlines. It's an online magazine about Russia, but it's written in English by natives, also by foreigners, and by Russians with a very good level of English. This way you will understand the context better because it's about your own country, and it's more interesting because you can somehow be touched by this or be influenced with this, but at the same time you can follow the tendencies and the trends of English language. And also you can watch, not even watch, but listen to, for example, UK TV channels. Just put it on your computer, and while doing something else, while cooking, for example, or eating your lunch, dinner, you can listen to it. Don't spend time exactly for that. Don't lose your time. Put it on the background just for 20 minutes per day or so. And it will help you a lot to expand your vocabulary with a very modern, very nice words, slang words, expressions, and phrasal verbs. And believe me, it will be a fixed stick in your memory. You don't need to sit in front of the computer, in front of the TV, and waste your time with that. It will come to your memory anyway, if you make it a nice habit. Or also you can get a nice tutor, teacher, native speaker, and practice a modern language with him or her. So thank you for your attention, guys. Here is my project in social media, in Facebook, Instagram, VK, and here is my email as well. Join our pages, the pages of our project, follow our news feeds, timetable of events. Hopefully the situation will change very soon, and we all can go out and enjoy the weather and join the English events. And if you want, write me your questions or your feedback on my email. Thanks again. Bye.